Hello, so today we are going to be fitting a drawer to this Ford Fiesta, this 2014 ST180. So the drawer will fit underneath the radio. I will show you where that is now, and hopefully this is not going to be too much of a disaster of a job, but we do need to remove quite a bit of stuff before we actually fit the drawer. So let's have a look at where the drawer is going to go. Okay, so in the centre of your Ford Fiesta you have your sat nav, if you have it. I don't. Your screen for your radio, then you have your radio, and then underneath your radio you have this section here which does absolutely nothing but house the airbag light, and that's it to say if your passenger airbag is on or off. And your airbag is actually deactivated using your key in the glove box, so that's just to say if it's on or off, which I'm never going to knock it off, so I'm not really bothered about that. It doesn't really matter to me. So what we can do is we can replace this whole piece here, which doesn't really, just seems to fill a void. We can replace this with a 3D printed tray. So this comes from a company called AGM Customs. I'll put a link to it in the description of the video afterwards. Unfortunately, however, we do need to remove quite a lot to fit this, because we actually need to relocate this airbag warning light. So we need to remove, I think we just lift this up, remove this bit, and then we tuck that bit somewhere behind there, and then the drawer will fit, I hope. So let's begin. So the first thing we have is we have a trim tool, and we need to pop this top piece up, which will hopefully be dead easy. It probably won't be. I'm probably going to break something. So what I'll do is, because everything is easier with two hands, I will return to this once I've actually loosened it slightly and got it in there. I can't see the clips there actually. There's one there and one on the other side. No, I just can't get to them. Okay, we'll return. So as normal, basically once you get your first clip out, which the first one I managed to pop was there, and then I've just ran this along the top of there, and it's popped the other clip out on there. And I'll do the same on this side, and that should, oh, it's already popped that side up. That should hopefully, yes it has, you heard it go. So then this, it will have another couple at the back, which I'll have to get with a trim tool from the back of it, and then that will remove that piece. And then I can start to remove this piece straight afterwards. So yeah, top piece out, and this piece we're just going to push our trim tool in. Yeah, and you see it just pops out, and then we'll run along, making sure we get all the little clips out, which are now popping back in together just to be annoying. But okay, so yeah, so once again, as I seem to say this a lot, everything's easy with two hands. So I will return once I've removed this. Yeah, so that's it removed. It was pretty much mostly held in with that clip in the middle, and the other just popped out. So I think we're going to have to save this piece, the actual light and the plug. So we'll have to remove those from it. Hopefully that'll just push out the front side of it, and then we'll have to relocate all of those, because if you actually, I'm guessing anyway, if you actually unplug it, it will actually tell you that you've got an airbag off somewhere. There'll be a light that'll come on elsewhere to annoy you. So that's what we'll do with that bit. We then need to remove this section next. This is the next thing that we need to remove, which I think again just pulls up, if I remember rightly. Just need your trim tool. Yeah, I can kind of get it by hand actually. Hopefully it's quite easy. And I think, hopefully, yeah, it looks like it's actually screwed in at the top as well. So Torx bits and some little screws in the top of there. You can see them. There, and there's your little Torx bits there. And that should remove this section, which allows us to relocate that. And then that, you can see there actually, you've got like your little hole, which is where that's going to fit in. That's pretty cool actually. So with that unplugged, you've got two, if you can see them there, you've got one at the end of that plug there, and one at the end, and you just need to grab those as it slides off there. So if you just grab them like that and push, that will free that plug from its mounting point. So now you've got your light, which I'm assuming you're going to need this, and the plug. So now we've got those bits separately. We'll store that there for now. It can live there in front of the ST. Bit of an odd size bolt to use, but it's a 7mm. So I think they look like a 25, the Torx bits. 7mm is very strange. I guessed with an 8, but there you go. 7 it is. So this is actually how you remove your actual radio as well. So I'm assuming that we actually pulled this all out. So 2 7mm and a T25. We'll store the bolts there on the seat, and then we'll get this, which is hopefully the right Torx. I've gone for a 25. It's a 25, success. Most things seem to be that kind of size anyway. I think I've taken Torx bits off on this car before and they were 25s in the dashboard. So right, let's get these two out and carry on. Right, so with the 4 bolts out, I just pulled up at the bottom and the whole thing just came straight out, dead easily. I was actually very surprised it was going to be that easy. So as you can see there, we've only got the one plug connected to all of this. So this one plug here connects to everything there. I would have expected more wiring for that, but there you go. So we'll remove that one plug and then that'll actually disconnect the entire radio. I would do if I could do it one-handed, of course. Wish there was a way of doing things one-handed, everything, but there you go. Where's the clip? It's at the top. Yeah, so that's it. One plug. Genuinely surprised it's just the one plug, but there you go. One plug. We'll pop that on the floor. And now this will allow us to relocate this wire, which is actually clipped in. Can you see there's like a little that's holding that wire in. So we need to push that thing down to get that wire out. And I'm not sure where we're going to relocate it to, but we'll have a look. So get that out of there. So this is your disc reader. So we've lifted this out, which is it just slots in. It's obviously held in with the radio panel. And in the back of there, if you see on my fingers, there's a hole. And there's a wire goes through that hole and nothing else goes through it. This is your airbag light. So now that we've pulled this out the way, and there's your switch, we can your light, we can push this anywhere we want out the way as long as we plug it back into the front part. So what I'm thinking is there's a gap sort of down there, and I'm going to plug it back in and I'm going to slot it down there and then tuck it out the way and then put everything back together on the top end, which should just then leave us room for our drawer, which is going to slot in there nicely. It's actually quite a deep hole, that, almost as if it was for something that never actually got put there. Very strange. I don't know if other models of Fiestas have anything there or not, but there you go, interesting. So now that you've put everything back together with your airbag light tucked in there, everything's back, everything works. We'll just make sure it works actually. Should do. I did unplug it. Device. Correct, there isn't. That's fine. Okay, that's alright. So that leaves us with the hole that's now under there. And that leaves us with our drawer, which should, a bit of wiggle, but it does, fit in there. That there is probably one of the best things I've done to this car, believe it or not. It also is designed to fit your phone in as well, so let's have a quick check of that. It's angled to the driver as well from the slots that are cut into it, looking at it, which is cool. I have quite a chunky case on my phone because I keep throwing my phone all around the place. So I've removed that now. So there's my phone, picture of the cat, amazing. So if we pull this out, my phone should sit in this slot here. It does as well. It just sits there. So like, for example, say I'm using sat-nav. I can put my sat-nav on and have it sat on the angle there like that. Just chilling while I'm driving along quite happily. That's awesome actually. It's pretty good. So I'll probably need a better case on than the one I've got, but there you go. So there's our drawer. It actually comes with little sort of felt lining in it and 2 sort of pockets. I'm not sure what you can use these pockets for. Can you fit a phone in one? I don't even know actually. Christ, my phone's got a greenback, I keep forgetting. Yeah, I could actually fit my phone in there. It's pretty good. If I wanted to, I can fit money, you know, not that I have cash, but I can actually fit stuff in it, and that's the thing. It's a little bit of storage, because if anyone knows behind where this ST logo is, that's normally a tiny little pointless pocket I can put in there. There's a Fox's Mint. Other mints are available. That's awesome. Actually, genuinely, that's really useful. So this was £22.99 roughly, including postage. 3D printed. I think they print them to order. It took a couple of days. I think it arrived within the week from when I ordered it anyway. And that's it. It's genuinely really straightforward to fit, and it actually provides a nice little bit of storage. And actually the main thing is it doesn't look out of place either. I mean, it's curved on the ends, whereas the original panel, which is on the floor there, was straight. But I don't think that matters in the slightest bit, because the angle of where the actual piece sits, you don't really look at it or see it anyway. And sometimes you get like a really sort of rough finish on the 3D printing. But this isn't actually that bad. This is actually pretty decent. It's not too bad at all. I was thinking I may have to sand it and paint it, but also because the angle it sits at, it doesn't matter. It's fine. That there is a drawer fitted, instead of an airbag light, well, the light's still there, it's just behind the dash, in a Mark 7 Ford Fiesta. Great product. Very happy with that.